Hello everybody. This is the recorded part of session 5 on using timers to build bearing lubrication system. Okay, so let's first have a look to the bearing lubrication system. In the bearing lubrication system example, we studied that, okay, if you have a heavy duty system like this, for example, ball mill, it's necessary to lubricate the bearings and also for better soft running and also for cooling down the temperature. To do that, generally we have a pump and a lubrication system. That lubrication system, let's say that pump must start first, and then the process starts. The main motor starts, and when we stop the process, first the main mill or the main motor stops, and then after a while the lubrication system stops or the pump stops. Okay, we are going to build a program for this system. We have already studied the program, the detail on the program. Here is a program. We have an on delay and off delay timers. That the output of the on delay, the digital output of the on delay output timer is used to. This is the motor starting delay. We call that. Used to turn on the motor, and the off delay to turn on the pump or the lubrication system. Also to calculate the total running time for the pump or the lubrication system, we have another timer, a retentive on delay retentive timer that activates every time that the pump is on. And if after, for example, 3 hours of running the pump, not necessarily continuous running, but the total running when reached to sometimes, for example, 3 hours, then there's a command to change the oil. Okay, this is the program that we are going to implement. Regarding the HMI part, the HMI is going to looks like this. We have the pump, a photo of the pump, and a photo of the pump. This is the pump, this is the mill, and then we have an on-off switch here, so we don't have any hardwire switch, on-off hardwire switch. We have this on-off switch in the HMI, and when the oil pump is running, it becomes green, and this also when the mill is running, it becomes green. There's a second, this example we're going to practice how to add a second screen and connect them to the main screen or the root screen. So we are going to have another screen that on that screen the oil usage lifetime is indicated, and when the oil usage reached to the maximum hour, the preset hour, for example 3 hours, then this process stops, and these two these red messages appears and flashes to indicate or inform the operator that they should change the oil and the filter. And also there's a reset button just to when they change the oil and everything is ready, operator push this reset to mention that oil, to indicate or that or let's inform that the oil has changed, and we can start the pump, the whole process again. Okay, so let's build the program. I have already built the base of the device, the project. So we have a PLC and HMI devices, and we are going directly to work on the program. So this is the program. Okay, let's look again to the program. This is the program. So we need first this one. This is the general structure of that. So let's try to memorize and build that. Okay, let me start building that that here. So we need a normally open at the beginning, okay, and then a normally close, and then we need a timer. A timer under the instruction tab. We have a timer tab here. The timer, there are different timers. The first timer that we need is on delay. Okay. What to call that? It was going to be called motor starting delay. Okay, so motor starting delay. The data block automatically is given by the program to be number 1. You can change that to any number. I prefer to leave it to the automatic one, but if you prefer, you can change that. Okay, so I have the timer here with data block 1, motor starting delay. For the second one, we need a branch here, so a branch and an off delay. And the title for that is pump off delay. Okay, so pump off delay. Okay, again, automatically data block number 2. Let's just use that. Okay. This is going to be 10 seconds to introduce the time. First type T. Then the sharp, okay, the sharp character, and then the time in day, hour, minute, seconds. It's going to be 10 seconds for this one, so 10s simply, and for this one is going to be T sharp 15 seconds. Okay. The output time for them, I think we don't need them, but let's just give the value to them. MD0, motor starting delay elapsed. So motor starting delay elapsed, MD0. So let it be MD0, motor starting delay lapsed, of course. We call that this. So let me, and the tag, we can change the tag, motor starting delay elapsed. Okay, good. For the second one also, I think it's supposed to be MD4. Please notice when we use MD0, it is a double word, so we cannot use MD1, MD2, and 3 because MD0 it needs 4 bytes. 0, 1, 2, 3. All of them are within this MD0. So then the next one available is MD4. So let's assign MD4 to this one. MD4, and again the tag for that is going to be pump off delay, pump off delay elapsed. Okay, good. So this one is on-off HMI, the on-off command from the HMI. So M102 is used here. Use the same M100.2, and the tag for that on-off HMI to indicate that this is the on-off switch. That the value of that comes from the HMI. Regarding this one, it depends. It's the output character, the output digital output of this timer that we have not yet created. This timer. So let's first create that and then fill this one. But for these two, yes, we can do. So I prefer to keep to add these two rungs in the same network. So because they are interrelated, so let's add a branch here, and then a normally open, and then the output. One more time, this normally open and an output. Okay, this is going to be the first one is going to be for the pump, and the pump output is Q06. So this will be Q0.6, and the tag is going to be the pump. This is the pump, the command to the pump. This is an output, and the command to the that's sent to the coil of the contactor of the pump motor, and this should be the output of this delay. So this is just write the pump off delay, the type. Okay, you see pump, as you start, it appears this one, and see that it has two digital variables, the input and the output. The input I and in, and the output Q. We are going to use the Q. Okay, and similarly for this one, this is a contact, so the variable of that should be a Boolean signal, a digital signal, and that signal is going to be the motor starting delay Q of that. So let's type motor starting. Motor, automatically it comes, and then the Q is the one that we need. Okay, and the output of that is Q0.7, which is going to be the pump, the motor. Yeah, this is the command, the output command to the main motor. Okay, yeah. The second part is this part. Again, you need the pump, and this time a retentive delay. So let's add these and these parts also. So let's continue that in a new network. So this is better to organize that. This is regarding the, so we need a normally open first. So, normally open, and then a timer. This is going to be pump running time. So pump running time. Again, the data block is 3. I leave it the automatic value. This is going to be pump. Okay, the time is going to be 3 hours is something that we have in the lecture, but just for testing, let me decrease that to just 120 seconds. Okay, so just 120 seconds, just to check that very fast. So that okay, this output is the one that that we need later. It's the title is MD13. So, and the title is oil use duration. So MD13, and this is going to be oil usage duration. Or use duration, that's fine. And then this part. So again, let's add that in the same branch, in the same network, sorry, and add some branches, and normally open, and normally close, and an output. Okay, so this is the pump running time Q, so the output of this, and this Q01 and oil change. The oil change indicator, in fact, is given. We will have the indicator on the HMI, but in addition to that, let's also have a pilot light. Let's assume that this is a pilot light that is installed in the process, in the field close to the machine over there. So this is pump running time Q, the output Q of that, and then this is going to be Q 0.1. That is the oil change output, oil change. And then this is to reset that. For the reset condition, M10.0 that later use here, the reset HMI, the reset comes from the HMI 10.0.1 and M102. Okay. M10.1 and M102. Yeah, 102. Reset HMI, and this is on off HMI. Yeah, on off HMI, and this is supposed to be reset from HMI. Okay. And this is M10, what's that? M10.0 for reset condition. M10.0, and that's going to be reset condition. Okay, good. And this reset condition is used here. Reset condition. You see that using tag is very, or symbols is very convenient. So instead of memorizing the addresses that are difficult to memorize all of them, but the tags are, we can define them based on what's the usage of them. So reset condition, and then here instead of looking for the variable address, we just write down reset condition. Tags are unique. Please notice that tags are unique, so we cannot use the same tag, reset condition in this case, for example, for any other variable. So they are unique. We can change them, but we cannot assign exactly the same tag to two different variables. So they are unique, and so we can simply use either the tag or the address interchangeably. But of course, address is the main part. Address is necessary, tag is not necessary. By default, the PLC gives a tag number, tag 1, tag 2, tag 3. We can change that to any number that we prefer. Okay, so this is the program. Let me check the program to be sure that everything is, oh, okay, this part, yeah, not yet. This is in fact pump running time.q. So let me add this. Pump running time, again the output q. So let's once check to be sure that everything is okay. First part is this. So let me just simply, yeah. Okay, this is correct, this is correct, this is also correct, 23. Okay, 15 seconds off delay, that's correct. And then this part, just simply delay, pump delay, motor starting Q06, Q07, that's good. And finally this part, that pump, and then on delay, retentive. 0 and 100. That's good. Okay, so yeah, that's good. So the program is correct. Let me compile that to be sure that there's not any error on that. Also, there's not any error. That's good. So this is the program. Later we will download that, but then let's start with the HMI. For the HMI screen, on the root screen, this is the root screen. So something that we need is first the switch, this button. Again, this square is going to be a button. Later we are going to push that, and then when we push this, click on this, then the new screen, the second screen opens. So, and also to this is simply a rectangle, just a simple rectangle. It's not going to be active, it's just the color of that change. Also a pipe, something, a line, a thick line to indicate that it is a pipe, and two pictures. Okay, so let's start. We don't need this. Delete. Reduce the size. So okay. So something that we need here, we need a switch. This switch here, an on-off switch. Later we change the properties of that. Also we need a button for the reset here, another button for the that pump. Okay, then we need a rectangle, simple rectangle for the motor, the main motor. Let me move them up a bit. Okay. Okay. And then a pipe. Use a line. You can use also a rectangle. Okay, and then I change the thickness of that. Okay, and two photos. A photo of the the motor and the pump. Okay, here is the icon that you can use to add a picture, a graphic view. Okay, click on that. Okay, a graphic view here. Put it here and then later. And then let me show you how to do that. Okay. Okay. When you double click on that here on the general, or you can right click and select the properties similarly. Okay, under the properties general, here is where you can define the picture. Create new graphic from live, and here you have that create new graphic, and so let me add a new graphic here. I saved that. Let me find that. It's here, lecture under IPAM PLC, references, pictures. Okay, these are the pictures. Okay, this is the picture for the pump, so let me add this one. Okay, so we have the picture of the pump here, and then we can simply move it to this place. We need another one for this, also for this meal. Again, let me put it here, and then from here, yeah, this is, yeah, perfect. Oops, what's this? Okay, so this is the meal. Okay, that's good. Let me reduce a little bit the size of that. Okay. Okay. So we have all the objects. Then we should add animation and change the properties of them. Okay. First, let's start from this one. This on/off is going to be connected to the tag of that, the properties on the general. The tag for this switch is the on/off HMI. So click on this, and then under the PLC tags, default tag, and then file on/off HMI. This is going to be connected to this. Okay, you see that? On/off HMI. And the label, when it is in the on mode, on/off. That's on/off is sufficient. You can change that to start, a stop, or something like that. But let's leave it as on/off. You don't need any animation regarding changing the color. You can change the color of that, depending on the state. But something that I need is this event. What to do? Switch on or switch off. In switch on, select switch on and add function. Here we need when it is on, when we select on, we want that that on/off HMI memory, bit memory, to set to 1. So switch is on. So set which variable, again under PLC tag, default, that on/off HMI. Okay, so when the switch is on, in the on position, the on/off HMI is set to 1. And when we click on that to switch it off, then similarly we are going to reset that bit. So reset this. Good. Okay. Then regarding this first, the simple one is this one. Let's start with this one. This one is going to be just the color of that chance to green when the motor is on. So just to change the add an animation under animation. Add a new animation under the display, appearance of that change, and this is going to be connected to a motor. Okay, every time that the motor is on, it's going to be green. Okay, and then so the motor, it is connected to motor. Add a new the color when it is off. This is not that bad. So let's leave it when it is off, but when the motor is on, when the state of that is 1, we want this to be green. Okay, so it will be green when the motor is on. Regarding this line, this is going to be pipe, so let me change a little bit thickness of that. So yeah, wide of that. That's good. Okay, to indicate that it is pipe. You could also alternatively use a rectangle, very narrow rectangle. Then again, the animation, under animation, add new animation, the appearance of that. Again, this is connected to the pipe. To the pump. This pipe is going to be connected to. Let's connect that to pump. To pump. If the pump is okay, here. If the pump is off, the color of this, not that bad. This light is good. But if the pump is, you can change that. You can change that. But when the color, when the pump is on, we want that the color of that to be green. The pump, yeah, is on. This to be green. Okay, that's good. Okay, the next part is this one. This has two roles. One of them is to indicate whether the pump is on or off, so the color of that should be changed. must change when the pump is on. The other is that it's going to be a push button that when operator push this, then the new screen opens and then they can see how much is the usage of the oil pump. So first add an animation to that, and the appearance of that is going to change by the pump. Where's the pump? Yeah, this is the pump. Okay, so similarly, if it is 0, let's leave the same color, but when it is 1, change these to green. Okay, so it indicates that this is on. But in addition to that, yeah, regarding the general other properties, just if you like, you can change the. We don't need any text on that, so just leave the text. But of course, the text is on behind this photo. But something that is important for us is the event. The event is this: when we click on that, so when it's operator, then we want something happen. What was that? A new screen opens. But before doing that, let's create a new screen and then assign opening of that to this one. To add a new screen, simply here under the screens, okay, just add new screen. Okay, simply added new screen, a blank screen. Okay, we will work on that later, on the detail on this new screen. But something that right now we need is this: to for this one under the click, when the click on this button, then okay, screens. Here you see the screens. Okay, activate the screen. Okay, which screen? It asks you screen name. Click here and find screen number 1. Okay, so you can also give a title to your screen, but let's just leave it as a screen number 1. So then you click on this, screen number 1 opens. Okay, we will work on that. It's not yet finished. Regarding the test, this text, it's going to be reset. Okay, so simply change this to reset, and then when we push that, it is connected to reset. Okay, and then regarding the appearance of that, we can change the color of that when we click on that. But something that is important is the event. We want to, when this button is pushed, something that we are expected is this. Let me show you. This is going to turn on this reset HMI. Set this to 1. Okay, so when we press this, okay, then add a function. Again, edit bits, set bit, which bit? This reset HMI. This reset HMI. Similarly, when we release that, reset that bit. Okay, we want just a very short pulse, just a momentary command on that reset. That momentary is sufficient for us. So again, reset HMI. Okay. So an operator push this, that variable turns on. When release, it turns off. That's very short, momentary setting that to true value for to value 1 for a very short time is sufficient to activate the reset condition, and so reset the timer, and then everything can start from the beginning. Okay. In addition to these, we need also a message. That message, I forgot to add that. This message, yeah, this message, oil, change oil and filter. Okay, so this is the one that we can use for the message. Okay, so it's going to be oil change and filter. Oil and filter change, but it's better, right? And filter change. Okay. By default, the size or the border of the text message is fit to the length that is necessary, but we can change that. So click on that and under properties, under the layout, okay, fit object to content. Just disable this. When you disable that, then you can change the size of that as you like. Also, under the general, under the appearance, maybe, yeah, it is transparent. It is transparent. I don't want it to be transparent. I want it to be red. So solid, and the color to be red. Okay, yeah, this. Okay. Again, text format. You can format horizontally in the center. These are different properties that you can set on that. A little bit to the left. Yeah, that's good. But something that's important, that this is not going to be visible all the times. It's going to be visible and even flashing just when oil change is necessary. So under animation, add a new, on the display, add a new machine, and the visible. Oh, what's happened? Oh, that automatically switches to visible. Okay, then it's going to be visible only when oil change needed. Okay, this message shows that this variable Q01 is on when oil change is necessary. So connect that to the S1, and then when this is 1, from 1 to 1, it has just two values, so from 1 to 1 it is visible. You could select invisible and say that it should be invisible when it is 0. Both the same. So this is the visibility of that. But in addition to that, we want it, when it is visible, we want it to flash. So where's that? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I was working on something else. Oops, just a moment. It seems that it was working on something else. Oh, sorry. It was working on the whole screen. Oh, this is not something we want. Let me just simply remove this. We don't want any. Delete this. Yeah, I made a mistake. It was nothing was selected, so it was working on the whole screen. Select this, and then here, add new animation, and then the visibility of that. Yeah, it's going to be connected to oil change. Perfect. The value from 1 to 1, when 1 to 1, and then it's going to be visible. And when it is visible, okay, let's select also the appearance of that. Again, oil change. Regarding the appearance, something that we want to add is, okay, it is red, but a flashing. Okay, this one. It's by default it is no, but let's select it to be yes. So when the oil change is necessary, okay, so when the oil change is necessary, the color is red, it is visible, and then it is also flashing. That's good. Yeah, these are regarding this part. I think everything is ready. Let's work on the screen 1. Okay. The second, in this second screen, okay, going to have this simple screen, just let's say a variable that shows the time, the time, and then just a simple message, just a simple title for this one, a button here that when we push that, then the screen return to the main, the main HMI return to the main screen, and also this message similarly. So we need a button here, okay, to back, okay, return. Then we'll work on that later, but also this I felt the value, this is use this to just show the value, later we'll work on that. And also we need a message, a title, sorry, a title here, oil usage, what's that, duration, lifetime, time or duration, yeah, this duration maybe better, duration, okay, in seconds. And similarly, and also we need another one here for changing the oil and filter is needed. Let's say change, let's change oil and filter. Okay, this one here, again, let's work on them one by one. This one, this is a button. The only thing that we need, of course, you can change the color of that. Let me just keep it. Something that we need is this one. When we click on that, then the screen, change the screen here, the screen, active previous screen. You can select this one, active which screen, but instead of that, I just want to change that to active previous, just as a practice. Okay, just active. So you don't need to define which screen. It returns to the previous screen, the screen that called. Any screen that calls this, then this when you click on this back, it returns to the previous screen. Regarding this one, nothing special, just maybe the appearance of that, not to be transparent, solid, and the color also, let's change that to this color. That's sufficient. But this one also solid, and the color to be red, and again add some event on that. This time, yeah, again, visibility of that. Similarly, it's supposed to be visible only when oil change is needed. So oil change. And let me just as a practice, this time says that make it invisible when oil change variable is 0, just as a practice. And also we can add an animation to that too. So it's also connected to oil change. And then when this is 1, red in red, and then yes, flashing. Okay, but regarding this one, this is going to change to show the time, lapse time. So quick, select properties on general, and then the tag for that is oil usage duration. Oil usage duration. Let's look at that again. I mean this variable. This oil usage duration. So oil usage duration. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we can select the format for that. The format for that. How many bits to be used? Oh, where's that? Void usage duration. Okay. And then the decimal number. If you want to have a decimal number, yes, because the output of the timers are in milliseconds, but we don't need that much. So it's better to show the result in seconds. So let's add 3 decimal point to that. Okay, and then the rest. I think that's sufficiently good. So it shows that in seconds, because the milliseconds are after the decimal point, so the value that we see in the left side of that decimal point is in milliseconds. Okay. Here, okay, let me see. We don't need to be. Just a moment. We don't need it to be signed. We don't need the sign. Okay. Okay. You see that the number of the digits are these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 3 of them are reserved for this 3, but it means that just we can show up to 99 seconds. So we need to increase the number of the digits in the left side of the decimal point. Simply add some 9 here. Okay, simply add some 9 here, and you see that, okay, 4 digit for the seconds, 1 for decimal, and 3 for the milliseconds after the decimal point. So by changing the number of 9s at this format pattern, it just changed the number. You can add more digits to that. Okay, yeah, I guess this is ready, hopefully. Okay, so let's check that. Yeah, let's check and be sure that it works properly. First, compile that. There's not any error on that. Good. Download that on the HMI by clicking on this. So, yeah, overwrite. Do not overwrite the firmware, the software. Just overwrite the object. That's fine. Okay. Let me show you the setup. Okay, here you can see the setup. Okay, the screen is here. It has all loaded. I think the PLC is not in the run mode. We will do that later. Maybe, I'm not sure. But anyway, here I use these 2 motors for, I think this is for the pump and this is for the main motor, 6 and 7. Yeah, 6 for the pump and 7 for the motor. Also for this indicator, this external indicator oil change, I use this lamp, this pilot light. But everything else is on the HMI. So here is the switch to, let me show you here. This is the switch for turning on and off the process, the pump, the main motor, and the reset. Okay, so let's run that. But sorry, I'm not sure if I have already set this on the run mode. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. So let me set that in the run mode. Also, I prefer to see the result, so in the main object, let's click on this monitoring so we can see their values. Did they download the program? I don't remember. Let's download. I'm not sure, maybe we did, but I'm not sure. So let's download. Again. Okay. Good. Yeah. And now it is under run. Okay. Everything is off because the switch is off. HMI switch is off. Let me turn it on and see. Okay, let me show the screen. Okay, then, okay, you see that? This pump turns on, and this is green and this is green, so it means that the oil pump is working. After 10 seconds, yeah, you see that? The motor also turns on, green, and this turns on, and it is indicated here. Let me stop that. Okay, then this turns off. After 15 seconds, we expect that this also turns off. Let's see the result after 15 seconds. Okay, then let me click on this, and you see that the second screen turns on. And this shows that it's very small. It shows that 35 seconds and 35 seconds approximately. 35 seconds. So 35 seconds and oil usage duration in seconds, 35 seconds. Okay, so, and then back. Good. And then, so let's turn it on again. And during the usage, it's very small values. I can move this. Okay, later I will show you. So here you can see the time is changing. 94, 95, 96. Okay, good. So this is the last time. Okay, and then go back. Okay, in a few seconds this will be 120. Let's see what happens. We expect that everything, okay, it turns off, the main motor turns off, the LED, the pilot light turns on. So, and here you have the oil change. See that? Oil and filter change flashing and the pump will also, the whole process turns off, but you know that when the process turns off, first the main motor turns off and then the pump. So it's everything, this shows that the oil change is needed. Let me go to the second screen. Here also you see 120 seconds. It's a very small number, but here also change oil and filter and some flashing on that. This the fact that the speed of that flashing is also you see that it's indicated here. Okay, let's assume that okay, then the operator goes and change the oil, change the filter, and then when everything is good, push this reset. Nothing happened. Okay, so it means that there's something wrong with this. Maybe we forget to define this. Okay, so let's have a look again to the program, to the HMI. It doesn't work, so maybe we didn't define that properly. So again here under the screen, this root screen, this reset. Okay, the reset. Right click, properties, Something that we expect is that, oh, okay, we forgot to define any this. Oh yeah, press when we press that reset HMI and then release, reset that. So we expect that this should work. Okay, let me check the program. It seems that this is correct. Let's see. Okay. Something that we expect is this. Okay, that's a good point. And this is the safety part that I mentioned in the class, that this reset button works if the system is off. If the system is on and we reset that, it doesn't work. It's because that when we reset push that, we mean that the oil has changed, but it doesn't mean to start the process. To start the process, operator should intentionally do that. So for the safety, first, okay, let me show you here. Yeah, that's good. But this is in on mode, so the whole process has the on command. In this case, we cannot reset that. This should go to the off state. Okay, when it is in the off state, then we can reset that. Okay, you see that? It resets. And if we go to the next screen, you see that the time becomes 0 and there's no message here. And then now we can start again the process. Okay, let's go once more to the end to review everything. Yeah, this starts and the time is showing 16 seconds, 17, 18, and goes. Then go back. We can stop that. See, this stops immediately, and after 15 seconds the pump stops. Okay, and the time elapsed is 38 seconds. This time shows the duration that the pump is on. And then again, start. And this time wait until the whole process, that 120 seconds elapsed. And so that message to change the oil and filter appears here. 60 seconds. Please notice that, of course, here we just send the command directly to start the pump, directly to start the motor. In real applications, this command to start the motor is used to activate or the program, the part of the program that has the responsibility to start the motor. Because starting the motor, one of the conditions is the oil pump, but there are many other conditions that we do not work on that here. This is the command that generated just related to the oil pump, whether the oil pump is on or not. There may be more conditions that they will be considered in another part of the program that is not shown. Okay, you see that? Oil change and filter needed. This goes off after 15 seconds and this light also turns on. This is the light that we generally use in the field, but this is something that the operator can see. And again, you see that I cannot reset that, otherwise first turn it off and then reset. That's all. Okay, that's beautiful. So that's all on this session. Okay, goodbye.